The name Lindsay Byrka stands for swimming excellence in Rhinelander. Byrka won 5 individual state championships between 1992 and 1993. Last year, she coached Hodag senior Kaya Francis to a state title of her own. But this fall, Byrka abruptly resigned as the girls swimming coach in Rhinelander, saying the district forced her out. Newswatch 12's Katie Lindsay joins us live in the studio tonight with much more on this story. Katie, good evening.
Lane, we worked for weeks to gather information and get people to talk to us about this story. Today, the school district of Rhinelander sent us this stack of documents from our open records request. It doesn't prove or disprove anything Byrka told us when we interviewed her, but Byrka says after several years of coaching, a positive relationship with the school and the district changed, and her run as a Hodag swimmer and coach ended in the middle of the season. That left Byrka asking why.
This is really the only thing that I've got left, with my health, and I really have no other options.
Lindsay Byrka felt being involved with swimming was what she needed to keep going after 2006.
You kind of start to think, what's my path in life?
In 2006, Byrka was diagnosed with stage 4 uterine cancer. Since then, she has had over 40 surgeries and long stays in the hospital. In 2013, she became the head boys and girls swim coach at Rhinelander.
This has been such an amazing opportunity for me to come back to my hometown, my school and my pride, and give back to that program that supported me.
Lingering cancer complications mean Byrka has frequent doctor's appointments and sometimes misses meets. For years, assistant coach Megan Sela, the daughter of Rhinelander Superintendent Kelly Jacoby, stepped up as needed in coaching both the high school team and summer swim club. But a new WIAA rule saying high school coaches can't be with their athletes outside of the season meant Byrka and Sela needed to split.
One of us would have to go one way, one of us would have to go to the other way.
This summer, Byrka was left without an assistant for the high school girls team and still didn't have a coaching contract.
We need to get another person on board, at least one more, take more from my salary to get that security.
Byrka's push for an assistant wasn't successful, but she agreed with athletic director Brian Paulson and superintendent Kelly Jacoby to start without one.
On August 8th, when the season started, there was no contract in place. There was nobody to take over. So at the urging of both Brian and Kelly, I began with the assurance that they were putting it together. They were getting a contract in place.
On September 19th, Paulson offered Byrka a contract that she says was an empty gesture. It called for a 50-50 split between Byrka and Ingrid Bodensteiner. But Byrka said the district knew Bodensteiner couldn't commit to the job. Byrka declined the offer. She never even got a letter from the district confirming her employment. She needed that by September 20th as proof to continue her Medicaid coverage.
On the 20th, because I had no contract in place and I didn't have a letter, I said, I'm forced to volunteer my time so far. Please provide me with that letter. And they didn't do it. They denied my request. So I had no choice but to step down.
That day, Byrka sent a text message to Paulson saying she resigned. Byrka has never signed an official letter of resignation.
To be penalized for wanting to volunteer from your hometown is what hurts the most.
Byrka sent a letter of appeal to the Rhinelander School Board but has not gotten a response yet. We asked Superintendent Kelly Jacoby, Activities Director Brian Paulson, as well as the school board president Ron Counter for interviews several times. Jacoby released a statement last night saying, "We believe that some comments that she has made are inaccurate and that the school is moving forward." The full statement can be found on our website, WJFW.com, after the 6 o'clock show. Byrka also said she thought she only stepped down from the fall girls season, not the winter boys season. Coming up tonight at 6, hear why she won't be coaching the boys team and hear what she wants to do next. Lane.
Lindsay Byrka started her time with Rhinelander swimming by winning 5 individual state titles in the early 1990s. She then came to help coach the Hodags in 2013, but Byrka's time with the program ended suddenly. Last month, she stepped down from the position of girls head coach and has been asked to not return for the boys season. Newswatch 12's Katie Lindsay joins us in the studio tonight with more on this story. Katie, good evening.
Lane, Lindsay Byrka says she stepped down from the girls season because she had no other choice, that the district had forced her out. She started the fall girls season without a contract, and after several attempts at contract negotiations, Byrka stepped down on September 20th.
Now that I don't have that, I have nothing left in Rhinelander.
Lindsay Byrka used to have everything in Rhinelander. She was a state swimming champion and coached Hodag Kaya Francis to 2 state titles last year.
It does hurt, but I'm going to find a way to do what I love to do.
Byrka sent a letter of appeal to Rhinelander School Board President Ron Counter after she felt she was forced to step down from her girls' swim coach position. She has yet to hear back from the school board. Byrka never formally resigned as this winter boys swim coach, but was not allowed to come back. She found that out through reading a September news article. Paulson sent Byrka this email dated October 23rd saying, "As you were unable to complete the girls' season and resigned mid-season, you would not have been offered another contract. The school board has directed us to post the boys' coach position. We found the message as part of our open records request." Now that Byrka is done in Rhinelander, she has to ask herself what's next.
I'll find a way to do what I love to do. I just wish I could do it in my backyard and for my home team.
She helps privately coach Northwood swimmers, including Nolan Francis. Nolan and his sister Kaya were successful swimmers for the Hodags. Nolan has now decided to swim only for his club team in Wausau this season because Byrka is no longer at Rhinelander. Byrka feels Superintendent Kelly Jacoby made it seem that the contract issue was finding Byrka an assistant. Byrka sometimes had to miss practices and meets because of doctor's appointments or hospital stays following a 2006 cancer diagnosis. Byrka asked Jacoby several times for an assistant coach.
The reason I was given is that she didn't want to. They didn't want to.
The girls and boys swim teams now have multiple coaches.
There are now 4 coaches for the boys season, which just started a few weeks ago. We asked Superintendent Kelly Jacoby, Athletic Director Brian Paulson, School Board President Ron Counter, and the school lawyer for an interview several times. They declined. But Jacoby released a statement last night saying, "We believe that some comments that Byrka has made are inaccurate and that the school is moving forward." The full statement can be seen on our website, WJFW.com. And one thing Lindsay wants people to understand is that the contract negotiations were never about money. She made around $10,000 last year for both of the boys and girls swim programs. She often gave parts of her salary and bonuses back to the swim program and even said she would be a volunteer coach. Lane.